Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At Forrester Creations, Ridge appears in the doorway and says, "It's lonely at the top, isn't it, family?" Carter turns to look at him. Ridge takes in the blood from the broken choker and muses, "Blood on your hands. That tracks. You stole this company from your family, you betrayed your stylish friend, and you killed a fellowship." Carter tells Ridge that if he's done, he'd like to celebrate. Ridge is confused. He looks at him and sees the man who stayed up with him night after night when they allowed. His father was dying, the man who stayed on his settee after Maya left him. "This is my company and you stole it from me." Carter argues, "I'm guarding it." Ridge asks if that's what he tells himself so he can sleep at night. He points out he's thrown his life down for a woman who only started talking to him when she demanded commodity. Carter says he pictured of taking the company from a couple of bullies who inked a contract without reading it. He took power from a man who wouldn't tell his son to stop calling workers whimpers. Ridge is seeing commodity differently. He sees a man who's spooked of what he's come. He's hysterical. All of this will eat him alive. Carter abominated betraying Ridge, but it had to be done. Ridge asks if he'll keep trying to stand on the moral high ground. His head is so far over in the shadows, he can't see what Hope is doing to him. He reminds Carter they held a meeting and decided to cut Hope for the future. "You agreed with that. What happened?" When Steffi asked him to run the company with her after he stepped down, it would have been the perfect time to bring up his ideas, but he didn't do it. Why do it now? What changed? Carter says he walked into an office and heard Steffi hanging Hope if she didn't stay down from her hubby. Ridge concedes that Steffi made it particular, perhaps because she didn't want your little gal smelling around her hubby. Carter snoots. Ridge says he put his name on paperwork and stole the company. Is that good leadership? Carter retorts, "At least I didn't have Charlie companion your son out of the structure." Ridge says, "You're too good for that." Carter says, "Damn right. He's so good he let Steffi come back by." He invites Ridge to do the same. Ridge won't answer to him and Hope, not in this continuance. Carter thinks it kills Ridge to see that the jewelry line was the right move. Ridge hollers, "The jewelry line had nothing to do with you. Indeed, if they pretend it did. Where's the party?" He texted Electra before, she didn't feel that happy. It should have been a big day for Brooke, but it wasn't. Carter says they'll come around. Ridge says they won't. Carter says it doesn't matter. Moment was a palm for the new Forrester Creations. Ridge says he has good instincts but not good morals. His makeup as a man, as a friend, is awful. Hope can tell him he's a idol, but you know who you are. You vended your soul to gain the world, and now all you want to do is turn back time. Tell me I'm wrong. Hope storms into the design office and smothers to her mama that they should be celebrating right now. Brooke asks why she's not with Carter. She asks her son what's wrong. Hope is tired of losing. Indeed, when they win it feels like a loss. Brooke asks, "What did you anticipate?" Hope harangues about all of them feeling bullied and getting called whimpers and sluts. Brooke agrees that Ridge and Steffi have made miscalculations, but that doesn't mean they should steal their company down. She asks again why she's not with Carter. Hope says he's beating himself up because he feels shamefaced. Hope says this proves Carter's vision for the company was the right bone. Brooke's sure he allowed. He'd be celebrating with Ridge, Eric, and Steffi. He feels shamefaced, honey. Forrester is their company. It belongs to them. Hope smothers about her mama defending them. Brooke says they're talking about Carter right now. He knows what he did was wrong. He destroyed his relationship with his stylish friend. Hope says Ridge has taken Carter for granted. Brooke argues that it goes deeper than she thinks. The Forresters have been like family and Ridge has been like a family. Hope scoffs that if that was true, they would have heeded to him and given him a seat at the table. He should be celebrating his accomplishments rather than allowing about throwing it all down. Brooke urges Hope to support him. Hope will do that indeed if it means guarding him from himself. Carter has a huge heart, and she won't allow Ridge to take advantage of it. Hope informs her mama that they can't give in to Ridge and Steffi's demands. Brooke complains that she's turning this into some kind of war. Hope argues that it's been a war for times. She and Carter are trying to change the culture of toxin and they're succeeding. They can't let guilt undermine the future they're trying to make. Brooke asks what kind of future it's when you can't indeed look at yourself in the glass. Carter is hurting. Hope says Carter is hurting because he's a good man and people take advantage of that. She'll make sure Ridge won't take advantage of his virtuousness. At the Forrester manse, Steffi declares that Forrester Creations is her heritage. And I'll get it back. Daphne still thinks Carter will do the right thing. Steffi says it'll be harder after his recent success. He's riding high right now. Zen comes by and says that wasn't the vibe in the room. The only person who was agitated was Hope. Steffi says the Logans are good at getting men to give them what they want. Zen likes Hope, but Commodity was so out with her moment. She couldn't read the room. Everyone was feeling equivocal, but she was calling for champagne. Steffi says of course she did. Taylor asks about Brooke. Zen says she was just as torn as the rest of them and floundering with the changes at Forrester. Steffi tells Zen that Brooke doesn't watch about anything but herself. Zen argues she loves Uncle Ridge, and this preemption is importing on her. Taylor says she should prove it also by talking to Hope and getting her to stop. In the main office, Carter tells Ridge he can drag him all he wants but he won't give him the company back. Ridge wonders how Hope did this to the most honest man he knows. Carter tells him to stop condemning Hope. All she did was support him. Ridge bellows, I supported you. He made him susurrus of the company and promoted him constantly. He didn't like the idea of the luxury company. If he'd said yes to that, would they not be then right now? He asks Carter what the first thing he said to him when they met. Carter sighs. You said I'm going to have to start working out if I'm going to wear shirts this tight. Ridge asks, and what was your comeback? Carter replies, says the Joe who's trying to bring mullets back. Ridge says they clicked at that moment. He trusted him right down. Why can't he trust him when he tells him Hope is taking him for a lift? He always falls in love so hard and doesn't see the red flags. Carter demurs that what he and Hope have is real. All Ridge knows is that she got what she wanted like that. He snaps his fritters. Carter says Hope wanted respect. Ridge yells she wanted to beat Steffi. That's all she's ever wanted for times. And now you're caught up in the middle of it because you supported her. Connections are supposed to make you a better person, not more important. Are you a better person now than when I first met you? Losing the company was awful, but losing you I allowed. The two of us would be sitting on a domain bench when we were 90. Losing his stylish friend in the world broke him. Now I'm done. Ridge heads to the door and Carter says stay. He no way allowed. He'd be implanting his ideas for the company without his family. I miss our fellowship, Ridge. I miss my family. He throws his arms around Ridge, who stiffens, also hugs him back. Hope walks by and gawps at the teary-eyed men. All the major players at Forrester Creations are at the main office to respond to the launch of Ivy and Elektra's jewelry line. Will is thrilled for Elektra and tells her that she's about to be big-time successful. She's easily feeling alive, and he understands how nervous she's but does his stylish to be probative. Zen says engagement is incredibly high and Katie thinks the website might crash. Carter thinks the line is good of the Forrester name, and will set the stage for unborn lines to launch. Computers ding and Hope is thrilled as it represents a successful launch of the first new line under the new Forrester governance. Zen pipes up saying Eric and Ridge also inked off on the new jewelry line. Hope ignores him saying Carter had the vision which assured the line's success.